In today's video, we are going to tell you everything you need to know about how to start an LLC in the state of Arizona. So here are the 7 steps that we are going to cover today. We recommend you use a company like Northwest to set up your LLC because it's super affordable, it gets rid of all the headache for yourself, and it makes sure that you're compliant in all the areas that you need to be. Okay, so if you want to check out that tutorial, skip to that portion of the video, but let's get right into it. The first step in creating an LLC in Arizona is to name your LLC. Now you will need to follow the Arizona state guidelines in naming your LLC. These naming guidelines say that you must have limited liability company or limited company in your name. You can also use a couple different abbreviations such as LLC and LC. You cannot use words such as association, corporation, or incorporated. You also want to make sure that you pick a name that does not conflict with any government agency like the FBI, the Treasury, or the State Department. And you have to pick a name that is distinguishable from other names in that state. To make sure that your name is available in the state of Arizona, you want to conduct a state name search. You also want to make sure that there is an available URL with your desired name so that you can create a website. Step number 2 is to file your articles of organization in the state of Arizona. This is form L010I. Filing by mail is going to cost you $50. If you choose to file online like we recommend, it's going to be an additional $35, bringing your total to $85 for your filing fee. To submit this document online, you need to go to Arizona's Corporation Commission's website. You can also deliver in person or by mail to the address we have here, and you can fax. The second part of this step is to decide on your management structure. You're going to need to decide whether you're going to be member managed or manager managed. For most of the people watching this video, you're going to be member managed if it's just you. If you're hiring a manager to manage your LLC, then you would choose manager managed. Step number 3 is to create an LLC operating agreement. Now, this is not required in the state of Arizona, but it's highly recommended that you set one of these up. An operating agreement is a legal document outlining the ownership and operating procedures of your LLC. This is going to ensure that both the owners and the employees know what to expect from the company, and this will help minimize future conflicts. Operating agreements usually entail the following. Number 1 is organization. Who are the members? When and where was the business created? And what is the ownership structure? Number 2 is management and voting structure. Number 3 is capital contributions. Number 4 is distributions. Number 5 is membership changes, which is just involving the adding or removing of members. This can also be transferring ownerships or shares. And number 6 is dissolution in the unfortunate event that the company would have to be dissolved. Step number 4 is to obtain an EIN in Arizona. An EIN is also known as a federal tax identification number. Just think about this as a social security number for your business. This allows the IRS to keep track of your business's tax status. This is required by state in order to open a business bank account and to hire employees. The IRS is going to provide you this EIN number free of charge after you form your LLC. To do this, you can apply online or by mail. Step number 5 is to hire a registered agent. This is a person that will be responsible for sending and receiving legal documentation on behalf of your LLC. This can include things such as tax forms, lawsuit information, and government correspondence forms. This person must be a full-time resident of Arizona. This could be yourself, an employee, or a registered agent service. Now, the reason why that you would not want to be your own registered agent is for privacy reasons. Whatever information you register with is going to be on the public domain, like phone number and address. And technically, this person needs to be available all the time in order to qualify as a registered agent. So it's way smarter to use a service like Northwest to do this. This is what most companies use. This service usually costs between $100 and $150 per year. But if you sign up with Northwest to create your LLC, they will give you a free year. Now, there are going to be some steps you need to take after forming your LLC, but let's get right into this tutorial on Northwest's website, and we can show you exactly how to set up your LLC with them. Be sure to click on that special link down below to take advantage of our special pricing. Once you've done that, we're going to walk through setting up your LLC together. Now that you've clicked on that link, you'll see this page to start, and you see for $39, we can get started today in creating our LLC. Let's click Get Started. Once you click Get Started, it'll bring you to this page here, and you decide which business you'd like to start. We're going to click LLC. Now, when you go down, you can go here and you can select a state. We're going to choose Arizona. So once you've clicked on that, it'll bring up your company filing options, and you can see that you have 5-day expedited, 3-day expedited, and 1-day expedited for the different prices here, ranging from $85 to $160. Let's just choose this $85 one. It's the cheapest one here. And then there's a button here at the bottom that talks about the beneficial ownership information form. This is a new requirement that just came out January 1st, 2024. We're going to talk about this a little bit later on in the video, but for $9, Northwest will file this form for you, which we recommend. Once you're finished here, go ahead and click Continue. Then you're going to choose the name of your LLC. So I'm going to type that in here. Now you can choose to send a copy of lawsuits and legal notices to your attorney. I'm going to choose no for now. Next, it's going to bring you to business purpose, and you're going to want to type in the purpose for your business. So I'll do that now. And once that's filled out, we can go down to the bottom here, and it talks about our registered agent service. So for both of these, you're going to want to click our registered agent address. Like we said, it's free for the first year with Northwest, so we recommend that you use it. After that, you can go ahead and and click continue. Next, it brings you to your company management. Now, we talked about this earlier, whether your company is member managed or manager managed. If you're member managed and you just have one person like you that's running it, then you're going to choose member managed. If you're manager managed and you're hiring a manager to manage your LLC, then you will choose that. But for this video, we are going to choose member managed. I'll go ahead and type in the member name, which is just going to be me. And then you're going to want to make sure that our registered agent address is selected to use Northwest Registered Agent Service. Once you're finished with that, you can go ahead and click continue. Now I'm going to put in my contact details here. And once that's finished, you can go ahead and click continue. Now you can go ahead and set up your account with your email information here. Once you're finished with that, you can go ahead and click continue. And then it'll bring you to the business identity page. Now this is a free service that Northwest provides for 90 days, and it includes a domain name for 1 year, a website hosted by them but owned by you, a business email address, and a business phone number. So let's just leave it click for now. It's free for 90 days. And once you've done that, you can click continue. Now it'll bring you to some optional items that Northwest offers as an additional service. The first one is the tax ID or the EIN number that we talked about earlier. The next one is S Corp election. This is going to file form 2553 for you, and they're going to do it for $50. The next one is mail forwarding service, and the next one is a trademark service. So all of these options are included as additional add-ons. Once you're finished, you can go ahead and click continue. And the last page, you're going to want to just put in your payment information. And once you've entered in your payment information, you can go ahead and click done. So that's the whole setup process with Northwest. Like we said, it's very simple, very headache-free, and it's a great option, and we highly recommend that you use a service like Northwest. So check that link down below in the description. After you've formed your LLC, the next step is all about maintaining compliance. So you want to make sure that you're compliant with all federal, state, and local regulations. Business licenses and permits are required, and they're going to vary state to state. We won't go into too much detail here, but we'll leave the slides here if you want to go ahead and pause the video. And if you're a first-time entrepreneur, we really recommend that you use a professional service to make sure that you're compliant and have all the business licensing that you might need. Step number 7 are the steps after forming your LLC. The first step here is to open a business bank account. This is going to keep your business assets separate from your personal assets. It's going to help protect your personal assets from lawsuits. We'll be sure to leave links down below to our favorite business bank accounts. Go ahead and check those out in the description. Next is to get a business credit card. This will also help you keep those business expenses separate and to avoid confusion. This is going to help for tax purposes as well. This also builds your business credit score. Again, we'll leave all of our favorite business credit cards down below in the description. We have a couple other videos on the channel as well if you'd like to check those out. And lastly, you want to hire an accountant. This is going to help you save money on taxes, avoid penalties and fees, and also track your losses and profits. Next, let's quickly discuss some tax filing requirements. We won't go into too much detail here, but if you're selling anything in the state of Arizona, you'll want to make sure that you have an Arizona seller's permit. This is required if you're selling a physical product or digital goods or services. You also want to make sure that you understand Arizona employer taxes. For unemployment insurance tax, you want to make sure that you check out the Department of Economic Security's website. And for employee withholding tax, you can check out the Department of Revenue. Another thing that we wanted to briefly talk about is payroll. Some of our favorite payroll softwares are ADP and Gusto, and we'll be sure to leave links down below to those as well. Next is federal LLC tax filing requirements. Most LLCs are required to report their annual income to the IRS. This is Form 1065 for multi-member LLCs, and this is Form 1040 Schedule C for single-member LLCs. Quickly, let's talk about the BOI form that we briefly discussed earlier. This is the beneficial ownership information form that is now required as of January 1st, 2024. Both domestic and foreign companies are going to be required to file this form. Here is what you need to file this form. You're going to need a full legal name and any trade name or doing business as name. You'll need a complete address. You'll need the state or foreign jurisdiction that your LLC was formed in. You'll need the taxpayer identification number, the TIN, and for domestic companies, you'll need that employer identification number, that EIN. This is all the information that you need for each beneficial owner. Full legal name, birth date, a complete address, and an identifying number from a non-expired passport or driver's license. And if your company was created after January 1st, 2024, you will also need information on your company applicant. Let's talk quickly about the deadlines. If your entity was created before January 1st, 2024, then you have until January 1st, 2025 to file this form. If your entity was created anytime in 2024, then you will have 90 days after creation of your LLC to file this form. And if your LLC was created any day after or on January 1st, 2025, you will have 30 days to file this form. Also note here, if any information changes on your beneficial ownership information, then you will want to report it within 30 days. We have an entire video created on this BOI form that we will put here if you want to get more information on that. I know we went quickly through some of this information here, so if you want to go back and pause the video, feel free to. All of the resources that we talked about today are going to be down below in the description. Make sure that you check those out. And lastly here, this is not financial advice. Please talk to your accountant or attorney and make sure that you get the right information for your specific situation. With that said, that's all we have for you for how to start up your LLC in Arizona. Lastly, if you want to see more content like this in the future, please leave a like and subscribe down below. It really helps out the channel. This channel is dedicated to providing business owners and entrepreneurs like you with free tutorials like this one that we did today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.